There is a tangible sense of urgency around Apple. It ranges from denial to existential crisis. It's the delays in Apple Intelligence, it's the ChatGPT reliance, and most importantly, it's the chronic underinvestment in AI infrastructure and frontier models. Something happened last Friday in Cupertino, and Bloomberg reported a special event that was called by the CEO Tim Cook. Let's see what happened there very briefly. Apple Incorporated's Chief Executive Officer Tim Cook, holding a rare hands meeting following earnings results, rallied employees around the company's artificial intelligence prospects and an amazing pipeline of products. The executive gathered staff at Apple's on-campus auditorium Friday, by the way, a rare happening, in Cupertino, California, telling them that the AI revolution is as big or bigger as the internet, smartphones, cloud computing, and apps. Apple must do this. Apple will do this. This is sort of ours to grab, Cook told employees, according to people aware of the meeting. We will make the investments to do it. Before anything else though, let's go back to what Apple really is about. Apple's products, the iPhone in particular, they are about defining the human-machine interaction. Their hardware design, the software design, the way the platform works as a business. Right now, this is the dominant definition of human-machine interaction. And from that perspective, Apple, it owns by far the most valuable real estate in tech. And this won't change anytime soon. Let's go back to the Apple Intelligence part. We've rarely been first, the executive Tim Cook told staffers. There was a PC before the Mac, there was a smartphone before the iPhone, there were many tablets before the iPad, there was an MP3 player before iPod. But Apple invented the modern versions of those product categories, he said. This is how I feel about AI. And later on, an interesting part coming from Craig Federighi, the senior VP of software engineering, who discussed the future of Apple's Siri assistant. So the future of Apple starts with performant Siri. Federighi explained that the performance problems with Apple's Siri were caused by trying to roll out a version that merged two different systems, one for handling current commands, like setting timers, and another based on large language models. We initially wanted to do a hybrid architecture, but we realized that approach wasn't going to get us to Apple quality, Federighi said. Now, Apple is working on a version of Siri that moves to an entirely new architecture for all of its capabilities. That iteration is slated for as early as spring, I guess 2026, though Apple executives haven't confirmed a timeline other than a release next year. The work we've done on this end-to-end revamp of Siri has given us the results we needed, Craig told employees. This has put us in a position to not just deliver what we announced, but to deliver a much bigger upgrade than we envisioned. So again, yes, Apple's future starts with more performant Siri. This performance has really so many dimensions because you need high levels of accuracy. But of course you need very low latency. You need perfect speech recognition, but you also need very, very good intent understanding. How about energy efficiency? And all this before actually going into the dream of making Siri universal AI assistant and beyond that. So, a more performant Siri. A couple of things that Craig said sparked my attention that we'll be probably talking about in one of our next coverages. So one of them is the fact that this part here, the Siri overhaul, adding the ability to tap into user data to better fulfill requests. This user data part is very interesting. And another thing, the fact that what he said, the Siri revamp, the revamp of Siri has given us the results we needed. I'm very curious how they achieved those levels of accuracy that they missed so far, because the latest Apple Intelligence on-device models, they're actually quantized with a 2-bit quantization aware training. So let's see how it goes, because words are one thing and then the execution is something entirely different, of course. The thing is that Apple is trying to achieve breakthroughs in all those parallel dimensions simultaneously. And when you multiply the technical complexity of all those dimensions, it simply becomes technically unfeasible. And this is the main reason behind the delays in Apple Intelligence that happened in the past couple of years. Ultimately, is it possible that the summer of 2025 marks a watershed in Apple's strategy and understanding about artificial intelligence? Yes, it does. It's possible. Words are cheap, then comes execution, and it will show up very soon by large incremental investments into AI infrastructure, more silicon production, more advanced silicon production, and of course, talent and frontier research. And then comes something that's probably even more difficult, which is this change in culture that's probably needed within the company. Is it possible? Yes, it's still possible.